everybody, it's me, Stacey, and I am a licensed designer for Sizzix and Jacquard. Welcome to today's Take Two Tuesday event. This is kind of a special Take Two Tuesday event. I thought I knew what I was going to do when I sat down. I had it all mapped out. I had today's technique class all mapped out for you, and then I changed my mind. It's a girl's prerogative, right? It's a crafter's prerogative to change their mind, right? So I'm doing a little bit of what I thought I was going to do, but then I'm going to give you a sneak peek of something that has not been launched yet. In fact, the press release hasn't gone out yet, but I wanted to be the one to tell you. So I am using my inks from Jacquard, my premium dye-based inks. They are so lovely. I'm also using my Around the Block layering stencil from Sizzix. And those are the two things that I'm pairing together, but then we're gonna throw a wild card in there and see what you think. I'm so excited. Nobody knows I'm doing this. Better to ask forgiveness than permission. Now, where can you find all of this great product? Well, if you look under the description of this YouTube class, this Take Two Tuesday class, you will see that we are featuring two independent retailers that not only carry Sizzix products, but carry the Stacey Park brand of Sizzix products. And we also have an online retailer for you. All three of these have the product in store right now. It's already launched. Now, I can't be sure. If they sold out, I can't be sure that they haven't, but I know that they've ordered it. I know that it's in their store, whether a retail store or online store, and you are welcome to click those links and go shop their places, or maybe find that you had a independent store down the street from you that you didn't know about, because I list their name, I list their state and their website. Wouldn't that be cool to find that you had an independent store that wasn't too far away for you that you didn't know about? I think that would be amazing. So take a look at those, and if you're watching me during the premiere, which is 5 p.m. sunny California time on Tuesday, that's 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are live chatting always during the premiere. So if you're with me, say hello, and I'll say hello right back. And I'll be dropping links for those retailers sporadically during this class, so you can click on it and see if maybe they're just around the block from you too. So today we're going to start super simple. I'm going to show you the stencil. I'm going to do it easy peasy. I am going to be using the stencil and stamp tool from Sizzix. I thought I'd be die cutting today, but I changed my plans. So I won't be using my big shot today, but definitely the stencil and stamp tool. And the stencil that I'm going to be using is called Around the Block. It is very geometric. I love it. I love it because it's classic and timeless. A lot of the designs I do for Sizzix are very much, they call them essentials, because my designs fall into their essentials catalog, which means that they are not a one and done. They are more timeless, there's a longevity to them, because this stencil can be absolutely anything you want it to be. Do you need a birthday card for a guy? Do it in guy colors. Do you need a baby shower card? Super cute baby shower. Do it in pastels. Do you need a sophisticated modern wedding card? Congratulations. Do it in some fabulous pearlized and metallic colors. It's all there for you. The designs I do typically don't have a theme to them. So it's not that they are specific to one thing. The designs I do, again, classic, timeless, and what creates the theme is the colors you use, the papers you use, the embellishments you use. You create the theme of my designs by how you use it. Again, one day it could be a tween birthday card, another day it could be a with sympathy card. all by changing the colors of the inks, the colors of the papers, the sentiment, the embellishments you use. But my designs are very unthemey so that you have the opportunity to create whatever it is you need when you need it with my offerings. And that's what makes me kind of, I coined myself an essentials designer for Sizzix, because a lot of my product falls into their essentials catalog, which means it is not a one and done. So hopefully you've taken a look at the description over there and saw the retailers I was talking about, and maybe you even know them. And if you do, make sure you tell them that Stacey says hello. I am going to get started for today. We're going to tilt on down. I'm going to go very simple in the beginning. I'm just going to show you how to use the stencil. But the second time around, we're going to go psh, and take it to a different place. And I'm going to show you a product that hasn't released yet. And in fact, the press release hasn't gone out yet. So you are the first to hear it straight from me. Are we ready to start? I think so. We're gonna play with my Sizzix Around the Block 4-layering stencil. Let's do this. So I think I'm going to tilt on down. Got my stencil here. I'm gonna tilt on down and talk to you just a bit about the stencil before we actually start to make. It's good to see everybody, and I'm Stacey. Glad you're here. All right, so glasses on. That would be important. Let's zoom on in just a little bit. Hey, I'm my own camera person, so bear with me. All right, so here we have my stencil, and it is a 4-layering stencil. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, Sizzix does put at the top, they put the name, they put the stencil number, and they put the position of the stencil. I went ahead because it's hard for me to get a glare in off this to see what number it is. I've gone ahead and with a Sharpie just written 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top. But there's definitely the Sizzix logo, the SKU number of the stencil, and the position 1, 2, 3, or 4. What's nice about having the SKU number is that if you ever have a rogue stencil and you just find one piece to it, you know exactly, all you have to do is look for that, I don't even know if I can get it in there. Look for the SKU and you know where to put it back, which is really, really nice. These are a little bit larger in size, so you can cut them down. It allows everybody to do the cards that make their heart happy, whether they be A2, A6. You can definitely go larger once you've done matting. And with this today, I am going to be using the Stencil and Stamp platform. So here it is. I use it a lot. It's a handy tool. It's a twofer. It's meant to do stencil alignment so that you can layer your stencils beautifully every time. It's also a stamp positioner. And what's nice about the size is that my stamps for Sizzix are almost they're a full A5 size. So they take up a whopping portion of this when we are using it as a stamp positioner. When I'm using it for stencils, it's very handy because I can move the stencil anywhere I want according to my little alignment tool. Now, as a stencil tool, I do not need the lid. So I can take the lid off, and did you see how easy that is? It comes right in and out. It's a little bit of genius right there. You don't have to click it in, you don't have to pull it. It's in and out, easy peasy. And one side of the lid is gridded, and one side of the lid is smooth. If you are using it as a stamp positioner, you're always going to use the smooth side against your stamp and the grid side faced up. But again, I don't need to use it today. I'm not going to be stamping, I'm going to be stenciling. Now, this little green piece of magic is what makes everything work. It is an alignment tool. And these little holes here fit these little hinges for our lid. And I can put my alignment tool in here and have my paper here. I can move my alignment tool all the way down if I want my stencil to be more towards the bottom. I don't have a lip on either side, so that means I can do 12 by 12 paper. I can do any size paper I want. Maybe I'm doing a 12 by 12 and I want to stencil something along the border of it at the bottom. Having the opportunity to move your stencil around is, well, it's revolutionary. Nobody else does it. Not like this, not where you can actually move your stencil to the place you want it to be. If I had a continuous stencil where I wanted it to go all the way across an entire sheet of paper, I can start it here, and then move, and then move, and then move, and it's going to keep that stencil lined up perfect every time. I'm going to pull it all the way back, and I'm going to cut, well, I already cut myself one piece of paper, and I'm going to put it down. Now you're wondering, how does that paper stick? It is on something called sticky grid, and sticky grid comes with the positioner, the tool, the stencil and stamp tool, and you get one sheet. It is the full A4 size, and it stays sticky for quite some time. I've inked on mine. I even have some embossing powder. I can feel it from the last Take Two Tuesday that I did. Eventually, I will have to replace this, and that's easy enough. There's a little divot right over here in the side. You pull it back, and then you put down a new sheet. But for now, this is still sticking. So as long as it's sticking, I'm not going to change it. There's no reason to. I want to get as much life out of this as I possibly can. It is kind of like a glorified Post-it note. It has enough tack to hold everything, but not so much tack that it's going to harm your paper. So let's put my alignment tool back, because that's what this is. And you can see it has two little nibs right here, as do my stencils. My stencils have little holes. Round holes fit amazingly perfect. Look at that. What I want you to see, though, is there's also two little nibs up here at the top. Can you see those two little nibs? One there and one here. You may have an inkling to take your stencil and put it all the way up here on those two nibs. I'm going to say, yeah, no. Those two nibs are not as sticky grid. Those two nibs are not as high or as wide as the nibs that are on your alignment tool. So why did they give you those two nibs? It's for storage of the alignment tool when you put it away. That's the only thing you're going to use those two things, those two little nibs for. Everything else you're going to do here. Now, how do we do that? Let's go ahead. Let me put it right back where it was. Let me get my paper and put my paper right back where it was. I'm on my sticky grid. There, I'm stuck. Now I take stencil number 1, and you always want to make sure that you can see the Sizzix name. I'm not sure if I can get an angle off of this so that you can see it. But you always want to take the Sizzix name and make sure that that's facing you. It has the skew, it has the position. And I'm just going to click it in. Click it in. And now I'm ready to stencil. You're like, yeah, but I'm still not sure I understand. Okay, we're going to get there. So I'm going to do my blue jay, and I'm going to do really light. I'm going to go light blue. Hello, blue. Bring over my little blending here. This is just a little blending mat from Woodware that I have over here. And I'm going to tap in and I'm going to tap off because I want it really light. And I'm going to come in and go just really light. I'm not trying to do a full color saturation. I want some color, but not so much. So I'm toning down my ink by tapping off, and I'm decreasing the saturation of my ink, giving me another color. It's going to work beautifully when I darken my ink up maybe on a later stencil because it is the same ink. So you don't have to worry, is it going to match or not? Of course it is. It's the same it's the same stamp pad. I'm sorry, the same stamp pad. It's the same color. So lightening it up just by tapping it off, desaturating that color, gives me a lighter hue of it. And can you see I'm taking my fingers, and as I'm stenciling, I'm moving my fingers around. My little tool here is an alignment tool. It's not I'm going to hold your stencil in place and make sure it doesn't like accidentally buckle tool. No, it's an alignment tool. And what does that mean? Well, I can lift this up and I can see what I've stenciled. And if I put it back down, it aligns right back up again. I don't have to use magnets or washi tape or Post-it notes. I can pick it up and say, is this the color that I'm looking for? And if it's not, I can put it right back down. It lines up perfectly, and I can come back in and add more color. Now, if I accidentally put it down here, I could see, oh, my stencil's not lined up. Here's the end of my paper, there's the end of my stencil. Or if I moved it all the way over here, I could see, oh, here's my paper, here's my stencil. I'm not lined up. All I have to do is move it back to the place where I am happy, and then I can continue. And if I'm happy with that color, I can either be done, or if I wanted it just a little bit darker, I have the option of coming in and adding more color without having to realign my stencil and put it down with magnets or put it down with washi. I don't have to guess. The alignment tool is doing the work for me. So stencil number 1, done. Stencil number 2. I think I'll change my color up and I'll go with some cranberry fizz. Sure, why not? A little bit of pink. And same thing. I'm going to kind of tap off my ink color and come in here and go a little bit light. And I can pick that color up. I don't want to be too heavy-handed because I'm going to come back and I'm going to go full strength at some point. Now I could pick it up and I could see what I'm doing. And then I could put it back down and continue on. There hasn't been a way of doing stencils this simple where you have the availability to move the stencil anywhere you want on the platform. Anywhere you want. The platform doesn't have any sides to it, so you can use any size paper that you want. You can do a single stencil this way, and it's an all-inclusive tool. It likes to have everybody play in the sandbox with it, so it works well with everybody else's stencils. They sell these nifty little converters, and these little converters they adhere onto the top of your stencil because your other stencils obviously don't have holes in them and you don't want to put holes in them. So these little converters, they just adhere onto the top of your stencil, and then they have little holes that line right up so that you can use anybody's stencils in this little tool. Look at how pretty. Okay, so I've got 2 done. I think I'm going to be happy with that. Then I'm going to come in with number 3. And I'm going to come back with my blue. And I'm going to go darker. Same blue, different intensity. And I'm going to go darker. Ooh. Ooh, yummy. Love, love, love. And it's all up to me how dark I want to go. So let's say I just do these a little light. Let's just say I do these a little light. And I pick it up and I say, oh no, I want these darker. I want these like that. I need to go back and add more color. Put it back down, come back in, and add more color. Ooh. Look at how intense that color is. That's a little bit of yumminess. I want bold. Now lift it up. Oh, yay! Look at how bold and yummy. Now those two blues came out of the same ink pad. You saw it. It came out of the same ink pad. So now all I have to do is line it back up. And let's take off number 3 and let's add number 4. And I'm going to come back with that cranberry fizz. I'm going to go just like I did with my blue. I'm going to darken it up. Yum. Fingers where I'm working, because again, this is an alignment tool. This isn't a I'm going to hold your stencil down and it's never going to move tool. This is a I'm going to let you pick your stencil up and look at it. Oh! And then put it back down and go, yay. I think this is one of my most favorite stencils out of my first collection. I love it because it just does everything. It makes my heart very happy because I have the option to change it into whatever I need it to be at the time. Whatever it is I need it to be. How do we feel about that? Nice and dark. Lift up. Look at how pretty is that, and I just used 2 inks. That's all I did. 2 inks. Trim it on out. Now, what do I want to make this? A happy 21st birthday, a happy 30th birthday, get well soon, just for you. What is it that I want to do with this? Because the pattern is timeless. It's all about the colors that you use. That's where it's at. It's all about the colors that you use. Pretty, right? I think so. Let's cut another piece of paper and let me wipe down my stencils. So my inks are water soluble, they're water reactive. So you can wipe down the stencils Super easy peasy. Even if you let them sit, you can come back and your ink is going to come right off. Easy peasy. Baby wipe. And just have at it. Okay, done. Now should I do another one and change up the entire look and feel of it? Maybe. What if I grabbed my brown? And change the entire look and feel of it. And then after I do this one, I'm going to show you the product that hasn't yet launched, and you'll be the first to see. So I've got my alignment tool in place. I've got my paper in place. Down. Get rid of my cranberry fizz. And let's do stencil number 1. And I grabbed my dark chocolate. And I'm going to clean off my little blending mat. And I'm going to go super light with my dark chocolate. Super light. I just want a soft light brown. I love making masculine cards. Maybe because they're so hard to find anywhere that it's nice to have a little stash of them ready to go. I'm just doing super light brown. Don't want to go too dark because I want that contrast when I come back and add that full, yummy saturation. And again, I can pick it up, and there's my color. I can say, am I happy with that? And I think I am. So now I'm going to go into stencil number 2. I'm going to bring my blue jay back. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to keep that saturation pretty low, pretty soft. But I want you to see the contrast of how just changing the color can change the entire look of the card. And how fast these can be when you have an alignment tool that lets you pick it up, look at it, put it back down. Half the time of doing a layering stencil is registering it so that your layers are correct, so that you've got everything lined up. That takes more time than almost anything else. Okay, how do I feel about that? I think that's good. Soft and pretty. Now I'm going to come back with layer number 3. And let's bring back my brown. And let's go full color. full dark chocolate. And really intensify that. Look at the difference between the light and the dark brown. Big difference. Same ink. And I'm just picking up that color and laying it right down. And because I have the lighter colors underneath, that's where that depth perception comes in. That's where having that ability for your eye to kind of gauge where everything is, where it no longer looks just flat anymore. Your paper isn't just flat anymore because you've got those layers of color for your eye to zoom in on, and it's just beautiful. If I had done everything the exact same saturation level, the paper would look a little flat. Oh. Okay. Ooh, and then the very last one. These go by so fast, and in fact, if I wasn't teaching you and talking to you, I'd actually be done with this one. Now we're going back to our blue, and we are going intense blue. And look at how it just lines up. Bam. Oh, love, 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 love. Make my heart happy. So my inks blend beautifully and they don't make mud, and that's important. Mud is a color. It's just not a color we're often trying to achieve. I was doing a class the other day and I think I asked, is icky a color? Okay. Are we ready to see what we have? Bam. Now this is entirely different than the one we did with the pinks. I love this stencil. I mean, okay, I love them all. I won't lie. I love all my stencils, but this one just says, wow, when you're done. Same stencil. 2 different colorways. 2 different people. 2 different events, 2 different occasions. Horizontal, vertical, you decide. You pick your color combinations. Both beautiful. Now, let's talk about the thing that I have to tell you about. Let me clean my stencils first. Let me be proactive and just wipe them on down. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. So far I have done what I said. I have taken 2 items from my collections and used them. I took my stencil, my around the block stencil, and I used it with my premium dye-based inks from Jacquard. But later on this week, at least I think it's this week, there'll be an announcement made to the trades. I don't know how long it will take for consumers to see it, but to the trades. So all of you independent retailers out there who are watching this and maybe using this as a teachable moment for your customers, or you're building a class off of what I'm doing, or you just have this playing in your store to show people how to use the products that you're selling. Well, I have a new venture. I'm gonna put the lid on my platform just in case. So coming soon will be Stacey Park Microfine Glitter by Couture Creations. So I have gone ahead and I have licensed with Couture Creations. So I am now a licensed designer with Couture Creations for microfine glitter. Microfine glitter, that's a big thing. It's different than any other glitter out there. There's regular glitter, then there's ultrafine, and then there's microfine. And what makes it microfine? So all glitters are the same, meaning that all the particles are generally the same. And what makes the difference is how finely those particles are, see, that's why I put it, are ground down. The finer the grind, the smoother and silkier the glitter is. So you have chunky glitter that may be in your kid's school and it's big and it's chunky and you can, when you run your hand over it, it feels like glitter. In the crafting world, most people will use regular glitter and it's very pretty, but it can leave like little holes and gaps because it's not ground down as fine. Then there's ultrafine glitter, which is finer than a standard glitter, which means that they took these particles and they ground them down even more, just like you were grinding coffee beans. Then there's microfine glitter, and microfine glitter is ground almost to a dust. Almost to a dust, so that when you use it, it has this shimmer and this shine, but this silkiness, and it doesn't feel like glitter at all. It feels smooth and soft and velvety. And because it's ground down so fine, it lasts a super long time. Now these are the bottles. And every bottle is going to have a slightly different fill rate because of the color. Certain colors, the material to make the color weigh more, and these are filled by weight. But even still, this is going to last you quite some time when you see how little you use. This is microfine. It is like dust. The beautiful thing about it is it doesn't get everywhere. Isn't that gorgeous? It just, I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but it just sparkles and shines. And the colors are named to coordinate with my inks. So, Cranberry Fizz. Yeah, Yellow Curry. And while I have some colors here that I don't have inks for yet, when the inks come out, they'll be named to match the glitter. All of my glitters and all of my inks will be named under the same name. Like, I don't have this green ink out yet. I will, and it's going to be called Envy because that's what the glitter is called. And it is super fine. Now, I do a ton of things with this glitter. I use it all the time, and you'll see me be using it again and again. If you blow on it, it will kind of blow away. It's so beautifully fine. And wait till you see what your independent retailer is going to bring it out to you for price-wise. It's so good. It is probably some of the best, well, I know it's the best glitter because I even had them grind it finer than microfine. So they give you a chart. You get a chart and you can decide what the grind is that you're looking for. And I think it's like 152 is usually microfine, and I went to 256. I mean, it's like dust, which is perfect because when you're using it, you use very little and it doesn't get everywhere. So I'm gonna use it for you today. You are the first to see the new collection between me, Stacey Park, and Couture Creations. I will have probably as many colors of glitter as I do of ink. So we're somewhere between 36 and 48 colors of ink, but wait till you see all the product that is going to come and be built around not just glitter, but all things shiny, foils and all sorts of things, but that's all with Couture Creations. And then they're going to work with my Sizzix product and my Jacquard product. It is like a match made in heaven between all of these manufacturers. They each do their very special thing, their own very special thing. And I get to partner with them to do that very special thing. So I'm gonna take these off. And of course I've got them upside down so you can see the colors. They have the lid on, or the color on the top. And if you're an independent retailer or an online store, yes, these are available super soon. Contact your favorite distributor to find them. Okay, so I didn't want it to spill all over my, my sticky grid because then my sticky grid wouldn't be sticky anymore. So let's come back and let's do some more stenciling. You're like, but you did stenciling. I know, wait. Backwards. Okay, so down, down. And let's take stencil number 1. Ooh, Stacey. Maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna do my brown again, I think. Maybe we'll do this twice. So I'll do brown first. We'll do this twice, and I'll do it in 2 different colorways so you can see it both ways. So I'm going to do a wash, rinse, and repeat, and I'm going to start with kind of my light brown. Start with my light brown. And then I'll do my light blue. So brown. Now let's do my blue. And I'm going to keep this light. And then I'm going to come back with my dark brown. Ooh, Stacey. It was fine. Okay, and then my dark brown. And then we're going to change it up. Super intense on my color. The darker I make this color, the lighter it makes that other brown look. The more contrast it is between the two. And that's what I'm going for, is contrast. And I'm just getting that so you can see the intensity of the color. The darker I make it, the lighter my first brown looks. So I'm going to go in here and make sure that I've got this brown as dark as I can go. I want full coverage, full saturation. I let it, oh, Stacey, there we go. I let it dry for just a second, come back in and add another layer on top. Jacquard is known for their inks. Jacquard is a fine art company that has decided to bring their talents and their expertise into our paper crafting world. Ugh. Okay, look at how dark is that. Now we're going to change everything up. I'm going to put my ink away. I'm going to put my alignment tool right back on. I'm going to bring over stencil number 4. And I would have done my dark blue here, but instead, I'm going to take a dauber and I'm going to add glue from the Essentials glue pad. So the Essentials glue pad is a Sukaniko product. It is sold like this. Your pad comes completely empty. This is a glue bottle, not a re-inker. When you get it, you do not take the glue and put it all over the top. No, you only use as much glue as you need for the project that you're doing. Now, don't be alarmed. My glue pad is really used. It has this little cover that you're going to keep. Can you see my glue pad is just used up? And I'm going to be using this now that my glitter is going to be out there. You're going to see me be using this all the time. But when I bought it, it came completely dry. And when I was using it, you just put as much glue on as you need for the application that you're doing. But today, all I'm going to use is the glue. I'm only going to use it with a little dauber because I'm going to go in. A little daub will do you. So you start with a little bit. I'm going to go in and I'm going to stencil in some of this glue. Little daub will do ya. I'm just putting a little drop. And I want to go all the way around. I want to make sure that I get everything glued. Little drop. Not more than that. You can always add another little drop, but if you put too much on, you can never put it back in the glue bottle. And I just want to make sure I've got my whole stencil covered, and I think I do. So I'm going to take this off. I could leave it and put it back on and just take my little alignment tool off. And I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to kind of see if I can get a glare from it just to make sure that it looks like I've got everything done. I think that one's not very well done. I'm going to put this back on. And I'm going to come back and do that one, because I could see it almost looks like a little watermark. Doesn't look like it's got enough there. Now the glue is water soluble, so it's going to wash off your hands, it's going to wash off your stencil. It never really hardens your sponge. I think I've got it. So I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to put my lid back on, because the next thing I'm going to play with is glitter. And I don't want glitter to get on my sticky grid. Now this has to go tacky. You can't throw your glitter on it right now. This is a two-way glue. And two-way glue means that if I were to put some on a piece of paper and fold my paper in half and glue it together, it would glue. But if I put this on my piece of paper and just walked away, it would never really dry until I put something on it. So it has to go tacky. If you put your glitter on it too soon, your glitter, once the glue is dry, will just wipe right off. So while that's going tacky, and you can leave it for up to 20-30 minutes, you can do a whole bunch of these and then come back. You could do all your layers 1, 2s, and 3s, and then do all your layer 4s at the same time. Maybe do 10 of them if you're doing a mass production. And by the time you're done adding your glue to the 10th, it'll be ready to start adding your glitter to your first. And again, water soluble, so just a baby wipe is all I'm using to clean everything up. Okay. So now I can kind of waft it, blow on it. I'm not going to take a heat tool to it. That's going to be too hot. I could walk away for a few minutes, but I think as long as I let it go tacky, it is the one time in your life you want to let something be tacky. And then I can pick my color, and I think I'm going to do my blue. Now I'm going to gingerly drizzle. I'm not going to dump. Less is more here. So my goal is to only use enough glitter to glitter my entire project. I'm not trying to have a lot left over. And you can see I'm just gingerly tapping it, and it's almost like a fine dust. Certainly not your typical glitter. This is not your kindergartner's glitter. So just a really fine touch. And then I can take my finger and move it over, and where the glue is, my glitter is holding to it. Where my glue is, my glitter's holding, but where my glue isn't, my glitter's not holding. And I just move it all over, just with my finger. And I'm not rubbing hard, I'm just moving it around so that the glitter can find the glue and where I have extra glitter, I'm moving it to the places that need more glitter. And then I can take an inexpensive, just an inexpensive makeup brush and brush off. And then I've got my glitter. Now I can't tell if my camera can get this or not, but it's beautiful. And hello, no mess. And when it's down, it's down. I've got it on my finger because that's my glue finger. But it's beautiful and it's easy and it's effective. And I can cut it out. And now I've got a card. Still maybe a masculine card, but with a little bit of pow. But it's not so glittery that it is too much glitter, like way hello glitter. But it's beautiful. And easy. And you use that microfine glitter. And I didn't make a mess. So I know we're running long. But I'm going to do one more in a different colorway. And I'm just going to go bing, bang, boom, and get it done. Paper, stencil number 1. I think I'll use my yellow. I'm going to go a little dark on my yellow. Oh, did I move it? I did. All right. Paper's got 2 sides. Flip it over. Start again. In my rush, start again. This time, don't go so fast, Stacey. So a little bit of yellow. Done. Let's move to stencil number 2. And we'll use some cranberry fizz. And we'll go a little light. Okay, then we'll go to stencil number 3, and I'm going to stay with my cranberry fizz, and we're just going to go much darker. full coverage. And then we'll come into our glitter. And I'm going to use my yellow curry glitter. So some of my glitter, the ink pads aren't out yet for, but they're coming. So if you see a glitter and you don't see an ink pad yet, you know that it's on the way. Just like that green Envy. Oop. Am I good? Oh, I think so. That's fine. And then 4. And that's going to be my glitter. Line it on up. Lines up perfectly every time. Some glue. Get it in there. Make sure you got all the nooks and the crannies. Another little drop. Kind of spread it around. Again, you want to make sure you get the nooks and the crannies. My little fingers are getting into it, but that's okay. My glitter's going to cover all of my little fingerprints right on it. And then let's see how we did. So I'm going to let this go tacky. I'm going to bring over my lid because I do not want to get glitter all over my sticky grid. Well, that's going tacky. I'm going to clean my hands. I'm going to wipe off my stencils. Whistle while you work. I can't whistle at all. My husband makes such fun of me when I try. In fact, he says, stop. Just stop. Just a baby wipe. And then let's get the glue. So even if it sat here with the glue on it, I could come back with a baby wipe at a later time and it'll wipe all off. All right, let's give this a waft, help it along a little bit, let it go tacky. I know not very like tool wise, there's nothing, there's no tool to make it go any faster. A heat tool will dry it and it won't work. All right, let's see if I got it enough. If not, we're going to find out soon enough. I'm going to use my yellow curry. Nope. Yep. And now my finger. And anywhere that glue is, my glitter's going to stick. So I used my yellow curry ink pad and my yellow curry glitter. And I'm just moving this glitter with my finger. And then an inexpensive makeup brush. Brush it off. And bam. So unfortunately, I can't see what you see. I only have this little 2x2 viewfinder in my camera. I'm not very sophisticated here, but I'm hoping that it's picking up at least some of the sparkle and shine where it's there, but it's not in your face there. It's glitter. Not glitter, 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 glitter. Look at me, look at me, look. It's glitter. It's like, hey, I'm walking into the room and I look pretty awesome, but I don't need everybody to notice me, just the right people. As opposed to, hello, look at me, hello, 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 hello. That's not what this glitter is. This is the, hey there, how you doing? I'm pretty fabulous, and I know I'm pretty fabulous, so really I don't need all the attention, but when you notice me, you notice me. What do you think? Coming soon, Stacey Park Microfine Glitter by Couture Creations. Bam, drop the mic. 12 colors to start, an entire palette coming your way, and they will all coordinate with my inks. Hello, beautiful. Oh. Hello, beautiful. And then remember, we did these just with ink. Yay! And then I have a few other samples to show you of just some other cards made with the stencil around the block. How cute is this, right? This is using my hexagons. And the happy is from one of my stencils. Isn't that darling? Happy birthday! Again, from one of my stencils, a few little blings here and there. And then happy days. And then a few little boxes. Aren't they cute? And then something that I will do later, but not today. On black paper, all glitter on black. Okay, so today's Take Two Tuesday. Worked with my Sizzix stencil around the block, 666586. 4-layer stencil. I used my Stacey Park inks from Jacquard. Oodles of colors. 12 colors so far. Oodles to come. And then I introduced you to the next thing to come. Again, press release is launching, I think, this week, but I wanted to share it with you first. My new line of microfine glitters that coordinate with my inks. 12 colors to start. at a price, retailers, you are going to love this price. I just know you will. All right, so it is me, Stacey. Let's go back. Let me say hello, hello. Hey everybody, did we have a great time? I feel like I'm shiny. Maybe it's glitter shiny. Did we have a good time? I hope so. I so enjoy spending Tuesdays with you. It has been an absolute pleasure. I get to play with my designs, I get to play with my product, and I get to spend time with all of you. So, if you haven't had a chance yet to look over at the description part of this video, please do take a look at those independent retailers that are carrying this product. Take a look at the online retailer and go shop there. Give them a wahoo Couture and say, hey, I saw Stacey do this Take Two Tuesday. Do you have the stuff she was using? And I bet they say yes. And if I don't, or if they don't, I bet they say, I'll be happy to order it for you. All right, you guys, I'm Stacey Park. I'm a licensed designer for Sizzix, Jacquard, and Couture Creations. I'll see you next Tuesday, everybody. Can't wait. Until then, bye.